The dream for most NBA players began on the playground in their youth. With nothing more than a ball, a hoop, and an imagination, they dreamed of taking that big shot to ice the game. That dream has turned into reality for Chris Paul, David West, and James Posey. Today, they knock down that big shot as themselves. But on the playground in their youth, they imagined they were someone else.
Jordan. It was Jordan. Yes.
I was MJ. I was Michael Jordan all day long. Me and my brother used to act like we were playing against Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen about every day.
10. Jordan a drive, hangs, fires, yes!
Well, what I used to do was I would just imitate the shot. So we would play, I remember me and my brother, and even some of the guys in the neighborhood, so we took turns seeing who could make the Michael Jordan, the Craig Elo floating this way, the Magic Johnson runner, we used to play a game where we would, remember Reggie Miller hit those threes against the Knicks, bang, 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 bang. Who could hit the threes like that? So it wasn't necessarily a guy, it was, once I saw somebody do something amazing, I'm like, well, I'm going outside to do it.
All three players are tremendous students of the NBA, and growing up watching some of the game's greats has definitely shaped how they play the game.
Well, what I've done is I've tried to look at a lot of those guys' games from before me and look at what they did best and try to pick little pieces away from it. John Stockton, he was the ultimate point guard. I think the thing that I loved most about him was his durability. I also like Isaiah Thomas in that, he played with a feistiness about him, and just, he never took any junk from anybody, and I love that about his game.
I would have to say Scottie Pippen, just because, I guess, our body frame, just athletic ability, his defensive presence, and just how he played the game, basically.
Magic Johnson, only because of his height, but his skill level. Magic could do everything. Rebound, shoot, defend, dribble the ball, left, right, pass.
Magic Johnson, he starts at center, plays forward and guard.
Even though they now play in the NBA, Chris, David, and James are still huge fans of some of the current greats in the league.
If I wasn't playing and I had to say, okay, we're going to the basketball game, I would definitely come watch CP play, because I've never sat at a game, as a fan, from a fan perspective. And you never think about that, but, from a fan perspective, I've never sat and took in a game with, CP.
So, here comes Paul after the miss, the spin, and the bucket.
Man, I'd probably go watch Kobe or Braun. You know what I mean? Just that, it's the ultimate competitors. One thing about Kobe that I've noticed after playing, against him the first, 4 years I've been in the league, is that he sort of has that same mindset that I have, and that's, take no prisoners.
Well, I sort of had a chance to watch this player, but I like, Kevin Garnett. And that's just because his intensity and his ability to play both ends of the floor and be productive.
When you watch CP, D. West, and Pose play on the court today, you can definitely see how a lifelong love for the game of basketball has made them who they are.
I just think that defensive mindset is just that toughness and that will to do so. And you get praise for the offensive end for the most part, but that defense is, it's just that special thing that a lot of players don't really take pride in or don't really want to do on a consistent basis, and that's what I take pride in and do it every night.
My whole thing is about effectiveness, and as long as I'm effective and influencing the outcome of games, numbers and all that other stuff will take care of itself. I think that just in itself probably puts me in the overtimers category or whatever.
5 on the clock. He buries another one.
Growing up with an older brother who was bigger than me and pushed me around and stuff, I think it helps me more than it hurts me in that when I go out to play, of course it's fun. It's always going to be fun or I wouldn't play. But it's about winning. You know, losing is never acceptable, if you ask me.
With 2, with 1, Paul for the win. He did it, and the Hornets have won. Yes.